Hi, welcome back. Yes, I'm your friendly neighborhood librarian, Kate. What's that? You want to know about how I'm setting myself up for reading success in 2025? Well, it's going to be a little bit of a lengthy one. Grab yourself a beverage of choice. I have grape Fanta today because I am embracing my inner child, obviously. But let's sit down. Let's chat about it. I think it's a good time to chat about it, especially at the start of the year, because when's the best time to set goals and set realistic goals? Am I right? Okay, are you ready? There is a few. Okay, you comfy? I'm comfy. I have my drink. I have my reading journal, which I'm going to delicately balance my cup on. And I also have my huge iPad with all my goals on it because that's where I'm keeping it today. I'm going to split this video into 3 sections. There's going to be channel goals, content goals, and reading goals. So all of them are quite interlinked in the end, especially when it comes to this channel and how I go about creating content for it and what I read for it. So I'm trying to map them together into the 3 and go from there. But I think we should just deep dive in and start off with channel goals. So last year I set myself a goal of 3,000 subscribers. I have very thankfully hit that, and I actually went over all my goals for 2024 in the wrap-up video. I will leave that link down below for you. So if you want to see my reaction to this type of video from last year, then you'll be able to see. But anyway, you're here for this year. This year, I want to hit 5,000 subscribers. Now, I am already on my way to that. I'm over 3,000 now, and I'm so thankful for all of you that have tuned into my videos and have stayed. And I really appreciate that, especially the ones that come back and revisit again. It just makes me so happy to see you all here and to enjoy this content that I create, because to me it's a bit of a fun hobby for me, and I hope it brings joy to your life. So anyway, enough sappiness, otherwise I'll just start crying. Okay, so I want to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. If I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'd like to start either a YouTube membership or a Patreon. I'm not 100% which one I want to do. Just depends on what you guys would prefer, whether you'd prefer Patreon or whether you prefer YouTube membership. I know in terms of YouTube membership, you've got set amounts that you can do, where Patreon you can set whatever you want. So it would be in Australian dollars as well, just in case you are wondering. I'd probably do 3 tiers and have different benefits for each one. But I will talk about that more when it happens, or if it happens. Fingers crossed it does happen. I'm just going to put my drink down because otherwise I'm just going to hold it the entire time. Okay, the other thing I would love to do for this channel is make it more aesthetic. So like I've done at the start of this video, try and make it a little bit more like you're visiting a virtual library and have you more involved within a narrative of it. So making it a little bit more unique instead of just a normal booktube channel. I wanted to do something that is slightly different, but something akin to what I like. So I really like that idea of being welcomed into a library and questions being posed, because that's what you do in a library, and answering those questions. So that's what I'm going to try and emulate for 2025. We'll see how it goes. I might give it a go for a year and see what happens. If you guys really like it, then I'll keep doing it. Obviously, you guys are my audience, so if you don't like it, then I will change. But yes, that's what I'd like to do, is be more aesthetic. Hence the little bit of a change in the backdrop where I've added some fake plants, because there's not enough light in here to warrant real plants, and also because I want to protect the books. And my candles. But yes, they're my channel goals. Very short and sweet. I don't want to make it too long, only because there's a lot more to go. My next goals are my content goals. So what I am delivering to you guys. So one of the things that I'd like to work on for 2025 in terms of content is having a consistent video a week go out. I have been pretty consistent with that. Sometimes I've done more, sometimes I've done like slightly less, but I'd also like to do a reel a week, so something that akins with the video I've made, to give you a shorter version of it in case that's what you want to look at, or to entice new people in to go, hey, this is what this crazy lady's creating. So that's what I'd like to do in terms of one of my first content goals. My next one I'd really like to do, and I've seen so many people do this, is reading challenges. So instead of doing like your normal reading vlogs, you actually challenge yourself with different things. So it might be reading for 24 hours straight. It might be reading all the romantasy books in the top Goodreads. It might be reading gothic fiction for a week. It might be reading what you guys suggest. Those kinds of reading challenges, I find them quite interesting, especially when they're theme based, or they've got like a specific idea that they were focusing on. So I would really like to have a go at reading challenges and challenge myself to try some different things, but also to show you some different ways to do reading vlogs. So yeah, I just really like reading challenges, and I'm like, oh, I want to have a go at that. The other thing that I'd really like to do in terms of content is more book recommendations. So you guys have really liked when I've given book recommendations in terms of like cozy witch books or those kinds of things, and I want to do more of them. So obviously library, you give book recommendations. I have so many, and I just need to like condense my mind down and actually get them out. So I find sometimes I have like too many ideas in my head and I just can't get them out. So I'd like to like group them into like genre specific or like mood specific or seasonal, and try and do one of them a month of books that I've read, obviously, because why would you recommend a book you haven't read? Anyway, just so that you guys have some more suggestions or ideas and that kind of thing. But I'd love to know what sort of book recommendations you would like to see. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll add it to my ever-growing list of genre book recommendations. The other thing that I'd like to have a go at is doing more reading vlogs. So in the past, I've done them sporadically. I've tried to do one a month, but I'd like to do one with my Paperback Pals book club pick of the month, and record myself reading that. But I'd also like to do one that either spans the month or spans a fortnight period, because I am a sporadic reader. I read pretty much, I read a lot of audiobooks and like to and from work, and I can talk about them and like that. But normally when I get home from work, I'm exhausted. So most of the time I only read on the weekend. So with the reading challenges as well, I'm not sure how it would fit in together, but at least one a month. And the last content one that I'd really like to have a bigger go at is book adventures. So I'd like to do ones where not only book shopping, but going reading different places and showing you guys around this beautiful place that I live, and have a look at the different indie bookstores, have a look at the National Library, have a look at different libraries and reading in different libraries and that kind of thing. So like book adventures. The last goals of the year is reading goals, and that's probably what you're here for. So sorry it's taken this long. My reading goal for this year, I've doubled last year. So last year I set a reading goal of 50. This year I'm going back to my traditional 100 books. I'm setting it to 100 only because I'm reading a lot more shorter form books, so either graphic novels and picture books and those kinds of things, to bring them into my work library. So work library, home library. Anyway, and I'm reading a lot more because of that. And I find I've found my groove in terms of reading, and I want to challenge myself again with 100 books. My other reading goal is to actually annotate books more. So I'd like to go back through books that I've read previously, either audibly or on ebook, and read the physical and annotate it. Of course, I will share my annotations. I'm working on one right now, actually, and actually I'm working on two, but anyway, I'd like to go through and annotate the Akatar series in terms of like personal enjoyment, not so much in terms of a literary analysis, like I'll take my English teacher cap off, but it'd be really good to look at how the relationship between the different characters start, and maybe doing a color coordination with the different characters. So that might be cool. Any little hints that come up as well, but any sort of different annotations as well. So I will obviously do like when I'm teaching a specific book, I will also annotate that and show you the differences between enjoyment annotation, literary annotation, and teacher annotation. So I'll show you the different forms of that way as well. Other reading goal I want to do is it's okay to DNF. I find that I start some books and then I just don't finish them. I stop, and I don't know why. It's either because I'm pulled out of the world completely, or I'm just not enjoying where the narrative is going. I know sometimes you've just got to push through with some of them, and I might try that, but others I'm like, ooh, it's really hard. It's really hard. So I'm giving myself permission to say it's okay to DNF. Just either wasn't the right time, wasn't the right place, or it just wasn't the right book. And that's okay. The last thing that I'd like to do for my reading goals is a romanticy challenge. So I did this in my reading journal, which I'll show you. I have a setup video as well. So if you haven't seen that, I'll leave it linked down below. But I have a set of romanticy books. I think there's 20 maybe. Yes, there's 20 romanticy books. Only I think one of them I've read before. Yes, only one of them I've read before. And I'd like to actually embark on a reading challenge where I read all these romanticy books. So a lot of them are either the second book in the series, or they've been out for a little while and I just haven't read them. So I'd like to get in and read them and catch up on my romanticy, because that is one of my favorite genres to read. Yes, I read other books as well, but in terms of like actual enjoyment for me, I love romanticy. I love that fantasy. I love that romance. If a book doesn't have a romance, is it even worth reading? That's my personal opinion. That's fine. It's fine. But yes, I'd like to challenge myself to read some more romanticy books, especially on my backlog of TBR. I have so many and I really need to catch up. So they're all my goals and setting myself up for a great year of 2025. I hope you have enjoyed. If you're looking for more bookish goodness, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I upload weekly and I'm always up for a chat over on Discord. The link is down below. If you got this far in the video, leave me a star emoji. I'll let you know why soon. And I really appreciate you. Thank you for visiting me today. Righto, I've got to get back to finding these books that I want to read for 2025 and hopefully starting on some new releases. I'll see you next time you stop by my library. Bye.